You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AFTERBUZZ TV for The League. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip about The League. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AFTERBUZZ TV for The League.
Here we go, The League! Welcome to NFL's The League, Fox FX Network. It's Friday, a day after we actually see The League. What's up, everybody? I'm Gian Molina. Welcome to The League AFTERBUZZ podcast.
Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, I have some awesome guests today on the show. With me, as always, Miss Shannon Joy Rodgers.
Hola.
And who's right next to you, Miss Shannon?
XiXi?
Yes. Hello.
I was like, is that a trick question?
Yeah, it's not a trick question.
I know
She got it. I thought she was gonna say hee for a sec.
I know XiXi.
And to my right is Miss Natasha Hansen, comedian, funny gal. What's up, guys? So we just saw The League.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen the show before, prior to today?
I hadn't before today. I dig it. I like the show.
You like the show?
Shot in Chicago, that's always quality.
Well, the exterior shots are shot in Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually shot here.
It's shot here.
Gotcha.
I actually saw them
I'm
filming a scene this Tuesday night in Little Tokyo with ice as snow. They were bringing big bags of
that's
ice,
a
putting
bummer.
snow down.
Christmas episode?
I don't,
Or just winter episode?
they've had a couple episodes that have nothing to do with Christmas where they're in the sno.
It
Right.
could be
Wow.
April. It
Yeah.
could be.
Okay.
I just moved from Chicago.
And
so-
Nice.
There's parts of like Little Tokyo that actually, like on the
Are
side
kind
of
of-
it, they
yeah.
look Chicago, very Chicago.
Yeah. It was
They look like.
They look
it was
Chicago.
by like 2nd and
It's like
I don't know.
It's like past Alameda.
yeah.
And it's almost like another part of downtown. It's
Mm-hmm.
all little enclosed.
Wow.
As warehouses. It's pretty awesome. So I guess that could, you know.
Downtown
Passer
has
Philly.
a lot to
Yeah.
to offer because LA's downtown is so ambiguous. Like it's you look at New York or Chicago or Dallas or something.
Yeah.
You understand the skyline.
Exactly.
LA skyline. You're like, you can be anywhere. You know.
Right. You can.
Yeah.
That's great for like making TV shows and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly.
My first time watching The League too. Even though I got the opportunity to interview the whole cast at the season premiere,
nice.
I hadn't seen any of it, and it's so hard to interview people. Like you're just like, oh my god, who do you play with? But the vibe I got from today's show was, OMG, I felt like I need to take a shower. You know what I mean? I'm just like, what?
I love that. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, the show's improvised. The show
Yeah.
is completely improvised. I love that they're giving Nick Kroll, who plays Ruxin, they're giving him like the go ahead with his jokes. I felt like that was just like a bit that he did in the last 2 seasons, but they're really just letting him just comment and say what he wants at all times, and almost like my friend James last night. He commented that like it seems like Ruxin's the star of the show now. Like it kind of starts. A lot of the stories start with him and revolve around him. And
Well,
then
he
go
won the
forward.
league last season,
right?
so he's the league champion for this season.
Well, he's
So
kind of that
could
straight
be
character
why,
that
like-
just seems to have like fucked up friends.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, they are. I would say the straightest would probably be Kevin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But even
The-
but last season Andre won, and I feel like Paul Scheer was a little bit more in the spotlight. So maybe it's whoever
wins.
Because the first season was Mark's character, and he was the winner.
They're
Right.
rotating.
So yeah,
It's only fair.
It's kind of
Oh, that's cool. Okay, I didn't
still
see-
interested to see the guys that play with them.
Oh,
And they're not in the. They're never in the show.
Shannon and I hope it's us.
Yeah.
Like we get cast as like, hey,
Vince
we're
and
the
Chuck.
two. Yeah,
Vince and Chuck or something.
That'd be
like-
great.
So with the Golden Gate, the whole Golden Gate thing,
Oh,
was
my
that
God.
all improvised? Did they not know what they were going to do
They
before
probably
that?
They do-
structured that part. They have
They have, yeah. I mean, like, you know, it's just like Curb Enthusiasm,
Right,
Where they
right.
have like a list of like, this is what we're gonna shoot. This is kind of like the arc of the episode. With those kind
Play
of
with
things,
that, yeah.
I'm sure it's either both. Like sometimes they'll throw it out, or you know, you know, they'll come up with that and then they'll get to play off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think things like au pair, I felt like, you know, because they really fixate on certain words like au pair or Eskimo brother, which was one. Like, and it feels like, I was like, a lot of, I never hear these phrases come out, but they focus and they love to just bring that out in episodes, which to me feels a little forced. But then that also can mean like that they improvise that's something that
they just kept it
pushing.
a theme, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
they kept pushing. Yeah, so that's something I think.
Can you imagine the writers sitting in the writing room like, okay, which one should we go with? Should we do Golden Gate? Should we do like Dirty Sanchez, Tossed Salad? Which one are we going to do with?
Golden Gate is
Could
also
be a million things,
Eiffel
really.
Tower,
Yeah.
isn't it? That's what I was like.
I am not familiar.
I had an idea of what it is, but I was
Right.
like, oh my gosh, really? Like,
I mean, okay, so with our hands, we're gonna use these. So if we're a bridge, there's someone in the middle. Eiffel Tower is just like
Tilted.
this.
yeah, that's
So
Eiffel
that's
Tower,
why.
yeah.
So I mean, and with the whole P bib, I thought it had something to do with P as well.
Well, that's where the
Involving
twist
the gate.
was. Twist.
And it brought back a character that I love, Rafi.
Yes.
Dude, he was
Rafi,
fantastic in this
Jason
episode.
Mantzoukas. We should get him on. He's really,
It's really funny.
he's
Yeah.
really hilarious. He's such a, he's so
I feel like
good.
I just got milked. That was like the best.
yeah, he's so hairy, and you see him like topless with nothing but a chain on.
Just, rocking it out.
Yeah.
Watching him do improv is so fun.
Yeah, he's great.
He's so brilliant. Like, that's the thing, is that like you really need to be super intelligent to like carry, because they never really go off, like they're off the rails.
Yeah.
Really, like a lot of their comedy really just follows a pattern, like the fire crotch, which is a really funny joke at the end, a literal fire crotch.
Right.
The only one I can't stand, and it's
just you.
I feel like it's just me.
It's
I love
just
him
you.
as a comedian. John La Jolla as a comedian, I think you're hilarious. His videos, watch him on YouTube. But Taco is I can't stand him as a
The
character.
whole show, he was whispering that in my ear.
I was
Why?
like, I can't stand-
What is it about
can't
Taco?
stand him.
Why don't you like
I
Taco?
thought all of his bits are super forced. So forced. Like, P-Bib, really?
Come on.
Really?
Come on, dude. Give
It's
him the benefit
so
of the doubt.
like it's so like get at like I'm good with the 4.
It's so-
Taco's extra. I feel.
I think that's funny because Taco always has some like harebrained scheme, and I know friends like that just like they just skim by in life. Like Taco.
They've always
was,
got something on the
Taco was
horizon.
a notary.
Yeah.
Taco had other little. Like,
I'm okay
companies,
with
like,
that. Like Taco's a notary,
But
or like
he's just,
Taco
he's-
has sex
Taco
with all the girls.
is an entrepreneur, and he last
Taco
Christmas,
Corp.
Yeah,
But
Taco
never
Corp.
actually makes anything.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I do
Really
know
is.
people like that. That's
Yeah.
true. Like
We do.
everybody that makes the phone application. I have one friend that has worked for 5 different phone applications. He's like, this one's the one. And it's like, no.
You're like,
no,
okay,
no.
how am I going to break it to you quietly? I will say, though, when I interviewed John at the season premiere, right, he is exactly who Taco is. I always felt like the writers purposely wrote him in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I can't see him without thinking of the video, like, show me your genitals. Genitalia.
Yeah, and here's the thing: like there's times where his bits work, and I love like season 1. I thought he was great. When they force, I feel like the writers are forcing Taco to be
More taco-y.
Yeah, so not organic. Like when it first started, it was like, oh, I get it, and he fit. Like the storyline actually fit with him. His harebrained scheme somehow came into play.
Do you think they're just not letting him play his own character? They're trying to
I
make
don't
him
know.
be the character that
think
they want him to be?
Yeah, I think they want him to like season 2, the Andre song with Ocho Cinco.
Yeah,
the,
I'm Inside Me.
I'm Inside Me. I thought was a little forced, but it was good.
It was great.
But it was still good. That's
I haven't seen that and it sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Inside Me. He was the whole episode. Taco is trying to record
He's
sounds.
making ringtones.
He's making ringtones.
So he's carrying around.
I used to make my own ringtones. Yeah.
So like, okay,
that's
so
a cool thing
Yeah.
to do.
That
right.
is.
That wasn't mad at that, but I felt the song with Ocho Cinco as the featured like rapper. I was like, okay, a little forced but fun.
That's funny.
I gave him that, but then when he did Naginta,
Yeah.
and now that was here's the
know.
premise of that. He's trying to make a song because he's now taking martial arts, and he calls, I forget what he calls the Naginta. I guess his sword or something. I forget. But anyway, Andre's hosting a party for a black doctor, like a prestigious
Brandon
black
Johnson.
doctor.
Mhm.
Brandon
Doctor.
Johnson, yeah. And so there's a bunch of black professionals at the party.
But it's a white. It's
It's
a
a
white
white
party.
party.
It says whites only, and what it means is he meant to say like white clothing.
clothing.
Only.
Yeah.
But it says whites only, and there's like a champagne glass, and it looks
Exactly.
really like.
Okay.
yeah, and
And
then
so Taco performs this song.
Naginta.
This is what
here's
she's
my
good for.
Naginta.
She's giving me the
Everyone-
backstory. I've
everyone
never seen these
gets
episodes before.
Offended.
Exactly. I mean, I felt that was forced. Naginta. It obviously
But what about
sounds like
vaginal hubris?
vaginal hubris was funny.
my God.
I felt vaginal hubris fit in the storyline.
Okay, so
Everything else
basically,
was
Taco,
story.
I am for you.
I'm for you too, man.
Gion's,
I feel like
95% there, but there's 5% that he feels is
the
forced.
5%. I feel it's the writers forcing your bits. I felt like make them natural. Go back to season 1's formula, and just allow him to be. And yes, his songs
You
are
know,
amazing.
that happens with things like watching The Hangover 2. I love Zach Galifianakis. I was
Right.
Zach Galifianakis a couple years ago for Halloween, and I feel like they. I really was. I feel like
I
they
could never
brought-
tell.
I feel like they brought out. You know, his character was so natural in Hangover 1. I
Exactly.
feel like they wrote it up and just like kind of animated it way too much in the second one.
Exactly.
It didn't have the same.
That's a shame because
pizzazz.
that's what Hollywood does. You know, they see the
yeah.
character and
Yeah.
they're like, ooh, and a bunch of studio people come in. They're like, okay, play up this, play up that, do
Exactly.
it this way.
And-
And then you're
But
not
then in the-
authentic anymore.
In the new, what's the new show that he's in?
It's
Bored to death.
Bored to Death.
Yeah.
When did you see the episode where he has the Jack Daniels and he's puts it on his nipple because the baby won't stop crying and he calls his dad and's like,
haven't seen
Dad,
that.
it's just
It's
him and the
so
baby. It's an
good.
awesome moment where like the baby won't shut up and he calls his dad and his dad's like, a little Jack Daniels on the nipple always used to work for you. And so he just has this moment where he kind of looks at the Jack, looks down at his nipple and like puts Jack Daniels on his hairy nipple and holds the baby there and it
It's so
shuts up.
good.
And it's just like this great
Aw.
it's like he's playing his real like
Right.
His real self.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's kind of endearing to
And-
see him do.
And here's the thing: when you watch Bored to Death, he's amazing in that. But they're not trying to make him be anything that he's not. Like, oh, play up this because you did that in season 1, or play this up because you're the guy from The Hangover. People know that.
Yeah.
They allow him to just naturally be himself and be whatever character he's doing. I feel like if they do that with Taco, we can get some gold. I don't buy.
I feel like this
P-bibs.
last episode in general, though, was a little more jokey than the rest of
Right.
the season or any of the other episodes I've ever really seen. It was just like joke,
And
joke.
there were only like 3 football references. 2 were names, and 1 was just they showed a little bit of football
Yeah,
on the
like clip,
TV.
Is that what it's supposed to generally be about?
Well, we talked about this in an earlier one.
Because I wouldn't have gotten that vibe
I-
off of this episode.
I know, it's like
This
a
is
bathroom episode.
dick episode.
Exactly. I feel like the league should cater half and half. I feel if you love fantasy football, which I play currently, I'm terrible, love losing at it. Like I would love to hear more like football stuff. And season 2 they had more football cameos and they haven't done that this season. Why I don't know, but I feel like they should touch upon the actual league. Because they're not even referencing who's winning or who like that. At least they used to bring up like matchups.
Every episode, they would have a matchup.
Yeah,
and
it's
they
like me
didn't-
and you this week.
They
you know?
didn't have it. You're right. This episode didn't. I feel like last one did, but I think this is the first one out of all of
Out
them
of all of
that's
them.
never had a rep. Like you would know at the end who's coming up in
Exactly.
the ranks.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I feel like they're slowly getting away from it. Like, you know, the first episode of each season is always the draft.
Which season
Yeah.
are they on right now?
Third.
Third.
That was the third episode or fourth.
Maybe they're playing with sports innuendo. Maybe that's what they're trying to
Maybe.
get towards, because there's a lot of...
Well, they brought up
You can't
Carson-
have sports without sex, so
Right.
they're like,
Yeah.
if we can't
It's
go
just
with
so
one,
much
we gotta go with
innuendo
the
in
other
sports.
ones.
I wonder if their cameos weren't available due to the strike this year.
Maybe.
You know,
By the way,
there's
yeah.
just a lot of things going on in
Exactly.
NFL where people might not have been available.
At the time, yeah. Well, yeah, there was a lockout at the beginning of the season.
No.
And,
The Super Bowl Shuffle, 3 of Ruxin's characters were on that episode
right,
in his video.
exactly.
So that's all the cameos we had.
Yeah, I mean,
God,
I don't know.
They had no stage presence.
No, not at all.
They tried to rap.
Nice.
But, you know, like, and also, like, I hope that this isn't affecting the actual show, but FX, Fox Sports,
Field TV.
Field TV, and a lot of
Anything
those
under
shows.
that umbrella.
My friend works for Field TV.
Yeah, and I mean,
yeah.
I used to work
It's
for
all-
G4. I used to be on Attack of the Show, and we got kicked off DirecTV, and we're not on DirecTV anymore. So, like, I feel like that is going to affect a lot of things, and it did affect our content, because I think, you know, they did put a couple like commercials with the producers talking like, hey, contact DirecTV, let them know that you love these shows, save us, and that could, you know, cramp your style a little bit, and so I wonder if. I mean, I don't know if it affects the writing. I thought the episode was funny, but, like, you know, it sucks that
Wouldn't this have been
November
done a couple
1st
months ago? Well, they would have known even then.
right, November 1st, FX is gone off DirecTV.
Aw.
Maybe. on
Unless
Halloween night we can all
Just
band
on
together
DirecTV?
as ghouls
Right.
and goblins and save FX.
All right. Well,
They-
I guess I'm gonna be FX Network for Halloween.
they picked the perfect time to like do that on
Yeah.
like the night after Halloween or 2 nights after Halloween. No one's gonna write a letter at that time. I don't think. They're gonna be too hungover and drunk.
That's the best time to write a letter. I was high when I was in middle school, and I wrote a letter to Hostess with a couple of my girlfriends that they
got
need
high
to
in middle
evenly
school?
distribute. Yeah, I mean college.
You're like, 19. No big deal.
Middle of college, no, we wrote a letter to Hostess telling them they need to evenly distribute the cream throughout their cupcakes,
Yes.
and it was the funnest
That's
letter.
funny.
Yeah.
That's what middle schoolers worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
I want cream in
Guys,
every
I
bite,
want
bitch.
consistency within these Hostess snacks, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Equality
Quality.
for all. Absolutely.
Quality.
Absolutely.
Same with
yeah.
Subway when they just dump all your shit in the middle and then they don't spread it out. I get so angry at
Yeah.
the Subway artists.
I had a tuna
doing
fish
that.
sandwich like that, and I was like, "What are you doing?
It's like
what
a
did you
softball.
do?"
Yeah. It's like Chipotle burritos
bread.
are a softball.
Awesome. On that note, we're gonna take our first commercial break.
Our systems detect that a host is
really?
running
Oh,
off the
come
subject.
on.
Please return at once.
I hate that
They
guy.
eat food on the league.
The biggest new media platform on the web just got bigger. More bandwidth, smoother streaming, lightning fast download.
Don't get technical with me.
AfterBuzz TV is making the jump to hyperspace. Join the fun at your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Look at the size of that thing.
AfterBuzz TV.
Talk some football. Yeah, we talk some football.
Talk some football.
We talk some football.
Football.
I didn't think that would be said. So you used to play fantasy.
Yeah. Well, I
who-
still would, but I was in the process of moving to LA when I would
Right.
have been drafting. So.
Awesome, which you still could have. I'm kidding. Who was? Give me last year's lineup. Give me your. Who'd you
Oh
have?
God, I don't even remember my last year's lineup well because my ex took it over and he fucked up my whole team.
that's-
Oh, I'm sorry. I said a bad word.
You've been saying, so it doesn't matter. The F word is a no word.
I mean, he messed up everything, and yeah. So I don't even by the end of the season, my whole team was completely different than it started out.
That's a league storyline.
Yes.
Danny,
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, your ex
somebody
took over
taking
your
over.
leagues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awful.
Can't
And-
let relationships ruin that, girl. That's your
Well,
league.
But then the weird thing was that where I drafted in Chicago, and it was a great place, but they also allowed you. It was this bar, and they allowed you to get points if you came in and drank or ate there to make up for your crappy team.
That's funny. That's
I
cool.
would
So-
win every year. You got chicken wings and beer?
Yeah.
So
I won.
And watch football. I like
So
that.
then every time he messed up the lineup, then I would go in there the next day and eat like a steak and take a bunch of shots and make up for.
So you came on top.
I
You
would
came out
try-
on top.
I usually try.
Nice.
Yeah,
Gunner
this
palate.
this season, I decided to do 3 different leagues. I figured like, okay, you know, I'm usually in one called Comedy Dorks Love Football Too.
Aww.
That's one of them. And then I joined another one full of comedians. And then just a random, I don't know anybody NFL league on NFL.com. In the NFL.com league, I'm 0-7. I almost won.
That's really bad.
I have such a good lineup. I guess
Who do you have?
Well, 2 of my players are on IR, like which means injury reserve, which Jamal Charles and
Why don't you just drop them?
I did, but everyone got the good ones already.
Oh,
So like I lose by like little margins.
there's so many good
Phillip
rookies
Rivers.
this year.
Phillip Rivers sucked. Like he's a terrible quarterback, and I thought he was gonna have a breakout year. He's not good. In my Comedy Dorks league, I'm actually almost making 500. I'm 3-4, losing record, but I feel confident this week. I have a good starting lineup. I got DeMarco Murray, who's Dallas Cowboys backup running back who had 31 points, fantasy points last week.
Nice. The only reason I know any of these names you're saying is because I watched the league.
Frank Gore.
Frank Gore had turf toe in one episode, and that is the only reason I know who Frank Gore is. I'm telling you, that's the only
Good reason to know who he is.
I don't even know what turf toe is. It's just like you sprain your toe.
I think it's something. Is it not something they made up on the show? And then Andre, it was the
No,
marathon.
No, it's
episode.
an
It was
actual term.
thing.
It's an
But I
actual
don't know what it is.
He didn't believe that it was real.
I feel
And
like
then
it's
he got
athlete's
it.
foot. I feel like it's a cooler
I
term
see.
for athlete's foot or something.
You can't play with athlete's foot. You have to sit. I have to sit you out because you.
I have to lose points.
Today,
Oh my God.
Get to spray some shit on
I
your
don't
foot
know how
and get on
painful
the-
that is. I mean, there's cracks in your toes. It's got to be hard to.
You're getting paid millions of dollars. Get your ass off and play.
Right.
Anyway.
If I suck it up, I would totally suck
If
it up.
I was
Come
getting
on
an NFL
now.
salary, I don't know. I would sit because I would still be getting
Maybe,
paid.
Right.
or maybe,
I'm like, let me let this heal.
maybe the NFL salary like makes you
Depends
weaker.
on who you
Yeah.
are.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, my toes. Oh, I gotta.
Also, keep in mind, athletes insure their body parts so much money. I think like Cristiano Ronaldo, his legs are insured for like what, $1 billion?
Troy Palomano.
The hair.
The hair. 1
Yes.
million. Head and Shoulders made him insure his hair for $1 million.
Yeah, so you can sit out. You can be like, okay, let me enjoy my millions. Let me insurance company
So
take care
if
of
a
it.
crazed fan starts his hair on fire, then he gets $1 million from his
I
insurance
think
company.
so. And so does Head and
I
Shoulders.
would pay people to like break my legs and
Yeah.
start my hair on fire.
That
Just to
same
take an extra
logic
vacation.
is in
I know.
that same logic is also in the modeling world because a lot of the Victoria's Secrets models have like a scar insured and things like that.
It's ridiculous.
Crazy.
Like I think also actress America Ferrera, she insured her smile for like $1 million. I'm like, wow, if my smile was insured for $1 million, I'd
Yeah.
chip a tooth on purpose.
Look at what
Let's-
Turf Toe took us.
Right.
To America Ferrera smile.
She plays football too.
She
It's
plays.
not-
I'm sure she does. Real women have curves. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
First movie she was in on HBO.
I didn't even know that was a movie.
It was. It's a TV movie.
Just what my auntie used to say to me.
Yeah, and so I don't know. And Kevin Cobb he's the quarterback for Arizona. I took a chance on him last season, and he got injured, and then I got Michael Vick, and ended up having a really good season. And I thought he was gonna have a breakout year as well. And he's probably one of the worst pickups I've ever had. So I'm not doing
Vic
so
was on
well.
my bench 2 years ago, and every time I didn't put him in, he'd have a great game. And every time I'd swap him out, he would.
That's Victor Cruz for me on
Yeah.
the Giants right now. Anyway. All right, so we're going to wrap this up. Ladies, do you have anything awesome going on? Where can our AfterBuzz fans and people from the league, where can they find you? Shannon.
You can look up. Actually, I'm going to plug my Twitter today.
Do it.
Oh my gosh,
Do
not
it.
my Funny or Die, but you can see my Funny or Die page on my Twitter. My Twitter is Shannon J Rodgers, just the letter J, and then Rodgers is with the D.
Very cool. Shishi.
All right. I'm going to plug my Twitter too, and I'm going to tweet Shannon. My Twitter is XiXiYang. And yes, that's my real name because a lot of people are like, is that your stage name? Are you related to XiXi LaRue? it's actually XiXi Yang. So make sure to follow me on Twitter. We'll be Twitter buddies. And also, I host 2 shows for RioCandy.tv. One is Showbiz News, which is all about like young Hollywood, celebrity news, interviews, whatnot. The second one is Rio Candy Connect, which is sort of like celebrities on social media. So like all the hot mess, tweets, Facebook stuff, I capture and we talk about it on the show. So
Boom.
Catch me, RioCandy.tv.
Awesome, Natasha.
I guess I should plug my Twitter. No, I don't like Twitter. Sorry.
Neither do I.
I don't. No, but I don't think anybody's. I don't ever talk on there. I don't care enough about it. But all next weekend I'll be performing at Comedy Store.
In
got a bunch
Sunset
of,
in Los Angeles, if you're in the Los Angeles area.
Got a bunch. There you go. Got a bunch of people coming in from Chicago to do the show.
Nice.
And so it'll be a good mix of LA and Chicago comedians.
Are you hosting? Are you hosting the show?
I am producing this one, and I'm featuring in it.
What's the what date? What date and time?
This particular one will be this coming Saturday.
Okay.
November 5th.
November 5th.
Right.
Also known as Bank Transfer Day.
I also have a big show I'm doing for the troops coming up in a month and a half, sponsored by Harley Davidson.
Ooh.
All right.
So
Awesome.
check that out on Harley's website. That's it.
Awesome.
There you go.
And me, you can find me every other week now. Every every other week on Tuesdays at iOS 10 p.m. with my improv team Bandit. I also host a weekly show called The 11th Hour. It's free if you're in the LA, Hollywood area. I'm going to post that up on the AfterBuzz Facebook. Like us on Facebook. Find us all on Facebook and Twitter, except Natasha, she's not on Twitter.
I am on Twitter.
And so, and then we're going to try to resolve this whole FX and DirecTV thing because we watch everything on DirecTV.
While FX is off the air, go see our shows and go on our Twitter.
Go see,
and
exactly.
tweet us. Be online. You do other things.
So we will keep, and we will. I don't know how you guys are going to watch. Maybe some of you have Dish or other types.
Or just go down to the Occupy LA pickets and picket, Occupy FX. And
go hang out at Best Buy.
We're just saying that
Easiest
even if
solution.
some of you won't be able to watch the league, we will still be doing this. We'll find a way to bring you the AfterBuzz any way we can, and we'll keep you updated on all developments. Thank you for AfterBuzz TV. I've been Gian Molina. Peace.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.